Okay, so we got big news concerning Dragon Ball Fighters and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which came out between 2017 and 2018. It turns out that both games managed to surpass 10 million units shipped since their respective releases. So I guess within 5, 6 years, both of those games has managed to perform very well on a commercial level, and that's not too surprising because Fighters was a game that exceeded many people's expectations, considering the fact that it was like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but better. It definitely overshadowed Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which came out back in 2017, because for whatever reason, Infinite decided to do. I believe they decided to do like tag team gameplay 2-on-2 versus opposed to like 3-on-3, which they did in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And you look at Fighters, or not Fighters, Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 was a game that pretty much it was definitely better than the first game. Some people would argue that the soundtrack for the original Xenoverse game was better, but I do feel like the story in Xenoverse 2, along with the customization options, were definitely steps up from its predecessor. And as far as upcoming games are concerned, a lot of people are waiting for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. I believe that's the name, or it's yeah, I believe that's the name of it. And that's supposed to be the sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which came out back in the late 2000s. And a lot of people didn't think that Budokai Tenkaichi 4 would ever be a thing. We thought that, for the most part, that particular series was dead, but they're bringing it back, much to a lot of people's surprise, because a lot of people were thinking that we were going to get a Xenoverse 3 later down the line. And just because we're not getting it like anytime in the near future, don't mean it'll never happen. Whether it's 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it's something that can always happen a little bit later down the line. But for the most part, a lot of people are surprised that the Dragon Ball series in general is still popular. I mean, obviously Dragon Ball Z is considered to be like within the top 10 of, best animes of all time, depending on who you ask. But it seems like with these video games, it feels like there's been new life breathed into the series, opposed to getting different DBZ games with the same exact story and the same exact characters and all that stuff. The whole storyline for Xenoverse 2 is very creative, involves time travel and all that stuff, and it's very compelling. I don't think the gameplay is too beginner friendly because it's kind of all over the place, which is probably one of the main drawbacks of Xenoverse 2. But just about everything else, about Xenoverse 2 is pretty cool. And I do feel that Xenoverse 3 definitely needs to happen later down the line, but a lot of people are stoked for Budokai Tenkaichi 4, which is supposed to be coming out on a date that has yet to be revealed. But as far as Fighters and Xenoverse 2 is concerned, those two are probably among, the best DBZ games of all time. And I'm talking about games dating back, like, from the 90s up until now. Like, these two games, that I'm talking about right now, they're probably going to be considered the greatest of all time. And I'm not exactly sure whether or not Bandai Namco can basically put out anything that tops like these two games. Probably with the exception of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which came out back in 2020. A lot of people have nothing but good things to say about that, and when you really think about it, it's pretty much a remake of the Legacy of Goku series, which came out on Game Boy Advance back in the 2000s. And for the most part, people have nothing but good things to say about the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. So as far as upcoming games are concerned, a lot of people are looking forward to learn more about Budokai Tenkaichi 4 in the near future.